Yes, ye KKG, Akakafo, Aroji Orokogo, a Fuati Agamadia, sir. Anyani ato junkling, Makaranamchi, Manananya, Yaba, Ashikali, Dikala Angama. Floss tasty treats, Anyashikali, Azina Azada, Shiada, a Putapeo, a Snodapeo, no never a Jigazandum, Nano Banaba first course. Hello, starter. Enya no ngudu ika no nyaba na ajibaya anokwa mayema ajibaya dum papi adakwa. So ko nyaba na ji Flows Tasty Treats product here. Nikanya ashitali. Adeya ala nu goma. So ko nyaba na ku. Na ku ide. Na se baba akwedam. O pro pado strong pressure nyano adudum. Anu na marashia G Flows Tasty Treats. And you know so Katabala engagement, wedding, official fee can hear me a pogger alaba one of all. Ayatan Novina, Jababa, Bohana Grabber, one or show. No Jumla Mojide. Jabana Tashida www.Flows Tasty Treats. Lola 212-915-9331. Jagaban Naji Flows Tasty Treat. I call Adada Wapadoma, Yanobutu. Flows Tasty Treat. I like the Flows Tasty Treat. I don't know, I'm at the God of Shadow. Flows Tasty Treat. I like you like Gazoot. Giomo, Yamakaran, Lakana how. Flows. Oh, Rafaha, Aleha, Uncle.
Never ever go mega number.
Ngacho ki kan mi ya fenyi mega po mi po.
Oh, fina mi agai. FPF for mi lelo. Robenya vile jojo. Jajara dona Siana 2025. Ya for mi le rehearsal so de le jajado wo. Mile, me ya fide for mile.
Oh, nyate po ya. Keme bi be ma register na Dallas 2025. Because like that's the only way my tongue get access to their hotel. I can't really worry. No, you may register this year. Can I never job? Hey, my tongue at the convention or would they refund my money to me?
What for now? Never and Ghana registration. I've another two more down my temple convention the Canaswa. We are cool even now when you now your convention organizers. Don't I not know other than what to pay the for now. And even your happy August 2025 now do about don't hold wake out Katan.
Nyatepa.
Nyatepa nyakwe back where February the February yakwe date here August 13, 2025. No nya yoko wa cancel hotel reservations aqua akana.
You know what? You're too early to register for the convention now. The convention is update in August 2025.
Our phone and registration. Ekpala de Siana Movena would do near as an outie. Ohala Apo Hotel Penny Fede and
Apena de upe ya bedem. Mini nyoto ma register. Mawe kaba. Ma ya no zinje gomita. Apato buipe kolobadu. Oche no register. Na mi afansa. Bepere.
Efo, go bankolo. Yami. Yame when mi yom ya behu meto when mi a register mi a vadala. Azalo.
Hello. Welcome once again to the Health and Wellness Hub. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome you all today. This month is what we're celebrating International Women's Health or International Women's Day. So we deem it right to celebrate our women today, to celebrate us today, and talk about our health and the issues that concerns us. So before we go on, just like we always do, our sister is here. David Sarah is going to give us our motivational message for the day and for the week. So over to you, David Sarah.
Thank you very much, Ms. Dale. So today, yes, we're speaking English, right? We're not speaking Arabic, so pardon us for today. What I want to call to mind today is what passion or desire has God put in your heart that you have put on the shelf? What gift or what ideas is the Lord putting in your heart and in your mind that you have put on the shelf? For some of you, you have taken the step to even try to execute some of these ideas or steps, but it wasn't successful. And so you have given up on those. Today, I'm here to remind us to go back to the table. Review those ideas, those plans, and those thoughts, because God put them in your heart for a reason and for a purpose. Now, when the ideas come, sometimes we go ahead of God and try to do things in our own mind. And that may be the reason why some of these ideas and thoughts and plans that you have tried to execute did not go successfully as you hoped for or hope they will. But today, I'm here to remind you that the reason and the purpose that God gave you that gift or gave that idea or that plan to you is still valid. And He's still willing to help you become successful with it, if only you continue to seek Him for guidance and direction on how to execute the plan or who to contact or where to go. So your question is, Lord, okay, right now I'm open. I'm open to working with this idea. I'm open to working with this gift, and I'm open to moving forward with this plan. Show me the way. So you're not just going to do things in your own mind or in your own strength, but you're seeking guidance, you're seeking directions, and trust me, don't be looking forward to the response. It may come right away. Sometimes it may take a few days or sometimes a few weeks, but the direction will definitely and surely come. And so I'm here today to remind somebody that the gift, the dream, the passion, the goal, the purpose that is in your heart, it is there to serve the community. There are people who are needing the gift. So stop second guessing yourself. Stop putting yourself down and look up to God and trust. Because if you are expecting a response, if you are expecting success, if you are expecting that things will work out well, it does work out well. That's why I keep saying, let's watch our thoughts and let's watch what we say, because everything we are thinking materialize in our physical world, whether we know it or not. So expect good things. Expect a response, expect an answer to that question, and trust me, God will come through for you, because you are a success. You are not a mistake. The idea wasn't a mistake. Maybe you just went ahead too fast. Go back to the drawing table and get things going. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, David Sarah. Thank you so much for your motivational message. We're just going to take a short commercial break, and then we'll introduce our special guest in the studio. Today, we're going to be talking about women's health and a holistic approach to understanding key health concerns and prevention. So don't go anywhere. Stay put. We'll be right back.
Hey, David Sabina, it's been a while. How have you been? Have you heard about Sienna 2025 in Dallas? It's going to be the biggest event of the year.
Oh, Pastor Martin, so good to see you. I've heard some buzz about it, but tell me more. What makes it so exciting?
Oh, where do I even begin? It's a 4-day celebration filled with culture, networking, and unforgettable experiences. Plus, they've made registration super easy.
Really? How do I sign up?
It's so simple. Just go to www.dallasaves.org. Again, www.dallasaves.org and pick your package. You can even add a $60 excursion to explore Dallas in style.
That sounds amazing. But what about hotel accommodations?
Oh, no worries. The convention registration is linked to the hotel reservation. When you register, just select if you need a hotel and the dates you will be staying.
Oh, that is so awesome. And I don't need 2 lanes?
Yes, you will get an email from the Sheraton DFW Hotel with your reservation details and a credit card authorization form to finalize it. And the best part, you won't be charged for your room until you check out.
Oh, this is really convenient. Anything else I should know?
Yes, as if the package wasn't already great, they just announced that everyone who registers now gets a complimentary buffet-style American breakfast at the hotel.
Oh, no way. That's such a great deal. I don't want to miss out. I'm registering right away before I forget.
That's the spirit. Let's lock in our spots and make Sienna 2025 unforgettable.
Welcome back to our show. This is the Health and Wellness Hub, and as always, my name is Miss Dell, and today we're going to be diving into women's health. Yes, as women, we go through a lot. We have a lot of health issues and health concerns. So today we have a very, very special guest here in our studios, Dr. Maud Aye, who is going to be taking us through most of the basic, preventive concerns that we usually have and go through. Dr. Maud, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So do you just want to give us a short introduction of yourself, and then we'll go straight to what we have for today for our guest?
Okay, I guess. My name is Maud Aye. I've been in nursing for over 25 years. I'm double certified in both family and psychiatry. I have my doctorate in nursing practice. I'm currently the chief clinical officer for Tech House Incorporated, where we deal a lot with addiction medicine and mental health. And I have my own practice, Integrated Wellness Management, where we deal with holistic and integrative treatment of illness. I believe in the holistic approach to care, and that we need to find the root cause of disease just rather than just throwing medications to it. Out here in Maryland, and I have 2 girls. Been here forever, and this was a short notice, but I took on the challenge if it's to discuss, with my community. So that's a little bit about me.
Wow. Thank you so much. I know it was, very short notice, but you're here. We really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And as we all heard through her introduction, this is a very experienced person. She has an experience. She has, experience in dealing with in women's health. So, thank you, Dr. Maud, for coming on the show. So let's go straight to the point. So why women's health? Why does women's health matter?
Well, I think you believe we rule the world, right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
Everything comes through us. So women's health is so important because one, if we do it right, it cuts down healthcare costs. If we do it right, it improves our future generations, because we are the ones where children come through us. It's so important that if we are healthy, our families are healthy, and it improves the quality of our productivity and care across, all lines. So women's health is so important. And of course, most of research is always tailored towards men. So sometimes a lot of our needs are not backed well with science because, of course, we become the marginalized population. So it is on to us for us to channel our own course and be proactive with our care. Because when a woman is unhealthy, it translates to many others. The home is not healthy, the children are not happy, the husband, and then the extended family. So women's health becomes so important.
Wow. It is very true. So what are some of the unique health concerns for women? The basic ones that we, as women, we go through.
Okay, some of our unique, health concerns is, one very common is PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, where the body produces too much, testosterone or progesterone more than estrogen. So you see that person may have this facial hair, they have upper body heaviness, they are bigger on the upper body, they have dysregulated menstrual cycles. Some of our issues are high blood pressure, high cholesterol, irregular pap smears, ovarian, uterine cancer, breast cancer. Those are some of our common issues, but all these can be prevented if we go into preventative care and catch some of these things early.
Okay. So what are some of the early detection and preventive care?
Oh, so for early prevention, in terms of cancer, regular mammograms, please, I'm guilty at it, but we all have to make sure that we are doing regular mammograms. Give your providers, your PCPs, good histories. One thing that is not good in our communities is our family history. We have aunties, grandmothers, grand aunties that have died, and we all didn't know what was the cause or what caused there. But we need to be able to give good histories, because if you are predisposed to cancer, then you start testing early. But if you're not in the routines, then from 40, you have to start doing your mammograms, So mammogram is one of the early ways to detect. Pap smears, doing pap smear help you detect ovarian and cervical cancers and all that. And then HPV test. HPV test is very common, a simple test that could rule out cervical cancer. So those are the tests that you can do that saves lives. Early detection is always key. Sometimes it's 99 to 100% of cure once it's detected early.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. So another very important and most common amongst us women that we all go through at one point, in the stage of our life is hormonal health and menopause. So I'm going to leave you to just lecture us on that.
Okay. So menopause, right? When we put men on pause, as some people say. So I'm going to go a bit deep into this. So my thing is, how do hormones impact overall health? Hormones are the body's chemical messengers produced by the glands in the endocrine system. They regulate essential functions such as metabolism, growth, reproduction, mood, and sleep. When hormones are balanced, the body operates smoothly. However, imbalance can disrupt these processes, leading to various health issues. So metabolism is controlled by your thyroid gland. So thyroid hormones regulate energy production and metabolism. Reproductive health, estrogen and progesterone influence menstrual cycles, pregnancy, and menopause. Our mood and stress, cortisol and serotonin affect stress response and emotional well-being. Bone health, estrogen helps maintain bone density, especially in women. So the common symptoms of hormonal imbalance When hormones are imbalanced, you see general symptoms like fatigue, weight changes, mood swings, and sleep disturbance. For reproductive symptoms, you will see irregular periods, infertility, and excessive hair growth. For the skin and hair, you will see acne, hair thinning, or brittle hair. Metabolism, you see increased hunger, thirst, frequent urination, and also hormones affect our emotional systems, anxiety, depression, and irritability. When we talk of menopause, menopause marks the end of women's reproductive years, typically occurring in the late 40s or early 50s. It brings changes in the course of symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, and the mood swings. With that, you have to really have almost a full year of no menstrual cycle to be considered menopausal. A lot of people can be in a premenopausal state for some time. Sometimes it will come and then you don't see it 3 months, it shows up. Some even go all the way to 6 months, it shows up again. But you have to be no menstrual cycle for a whole year before you are actually menopausal. And during this phase, our body goes through a whole lot of changes, which can be very uncomfortable. But during that period, there are certain things that we can do health-wise to improve ourselves and maintain the feelings or the things we go through. One thing is diet. We need to eat foods rich in calcium because remember, estrogen helps us in the production of calcium to strengthen our bones. So when we start losing estrogen, that is why women are very known for osteoporosis. We lose the bone density. So eating foods rich in calcium, vitamin D, and then will support our bone health and reduce some of the hot flashes. Exercises. Regular physical activity improves your mood. It strengthens your bones and overall your health, Stress management. We are all 40s, 50s. Sometimes we are at the peak of our careers. Our children are some are of age or they are in their teen areas. All these issues from home, family, our parents are aging, all that stress. So yoga, meditation, breathing exercises, you have to have some way of relieving your day-to-day stress. And then some use herbal supplements like black cohosh, flaxseed, may reduce some of these symptoms that we have. But in terms of medical treatments, we have hormone replacement therapies, and this will replenish the estrogen and progesterone that you lose when you are in that menopausal state. Also, we have non-hormonal treatments, and some could be supplements. Some use antidepressants to help with the hot flashes. And there's reports of vaginal dryness, decreased libidos, and all that during this period. So sometimes vaginal moisturizers and lubricants can help so that sex doesn't become painful. And if you are on any hormone replacement therapy, it balances your hormones. So your moods and your libido can increase, and also goes well with diet, diet changes and all that. I can go on and on, but I think, yeah.
Okay. All right. Even that was a lot for us,
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So thank you. Then we'll also move on to mental health and well-being. I know back in the days we didn't see much of that with our parents, but these days it's very, very common.
Mhm.
Women are going through a lot of mental health challenges.
Mhm.
So, what are some of the causes of the mental health challenges that we women are going through?
Well, as we talked about, our mothers did go through it, but they didn't know what it was. Now we are lucky to be on this side of the world where we are exposed to what mental health is. Stress becomes, there's a lot of things going on. Like I said in the beginning, mothers are the fulcrum of society, you know. And for us in the African societies or the communities and the extended family and the burden of all that, it's not just our nuclear family that we worry about, but the extended family. And in our 40s, 50s, that's when, if we are lucky, our parents have aged, you know, so you are taking care of aged families. Then your children are also of age, and the husbands, you know. So the menopausal feelings, your body is also changing. The hair is falling out. Your skin feels dry. You know, some of us are in the peak of our careers, the stress of job. So all that becomes a burden on us. Who do we tend to? Because, of course, you are the problem solver. Everyone comes to you in the family and expects you to be okay. So then we shove all the feelings, the feeling of anxiety, the feeling of depression. Depression is, we all get bits of it, but when we can't kick it off, that is when it needs medical or clinical intervention. But at one point in time, sometimes you lay in bed and you're like, I'm so tired, I just don't want to be bothered. You know, I don't want to deal with anything. So those are the things. There are stresses. So whenever you feel like, oh, I'm down, are you able to shake it off? You know, for you to be clinically diagnosed for depression, that feeling should be consistent for at least a minimum of 6 weeks. You have to be in that state, and you can't shake it off for that long before you can approach any medical or clinical diagnosis of depression. But we all go through it. It's good to have good support, you know. I always hear that in our community, be careful who you talk to or who you share your stuff, because it will be out there on the market. But find good confidence when you're going through things. It's always good to share. So talk about some of these depressive things that make you feel down. Your stresses. Children can be one of them. Husbands could be a cause of stress. Families, work. Find someone to talk to, you know, and we need to face our issues, address those issues that give you stress. And if you're doing all these and they are not balancing, then it's good to bring it up to your providers, you know, your primary care doctor. Listen, I'm not sleeping. When I go to bed, that is when my brain goes into overdrive. I'm thinking about everything else that I didn't do for the day, or those that are going to call me. My auntie's kids that I'm taking care of them in Ghana, or I'm building this house and I'm doing that. All those things cause us stress. And trust me, stress is one of the killers that we don't attribute things to. Stress can cause high blood pressure. Stress can make you gain weight. Stress can give you body pains. Stress can cause all kinds of things that you may not relate to. So for our mental clarity, doing some of these yoga, having exercises, you know, things that you can do to channel yourself, get the stress off. And what does the serenity prayer say? Lord, help me to do the things I can. And those that I cannot, you give it up to somebody else to take care of, right? But in our nature, we always want to be problem solvers. So we need to learn to offload and not hold on to whatever our stresses or anything that causes us to feel down, but find good support systems.
Yeah. So one question. So at what point should we seek for professional, help?
Okay. So sometimes it becomes devastating. You don't want to, you're not eating, you stay in bed. You don't want to get out. You don't want to do anything. And sometimes you notice your friends, they are changing right in front of you. Maybe they used to come to church very nice and well polished. All of a sudden, they don't care about their outlook. They don't, you can see people being disheveled. If it's in families, they are locking themselves up in the room all the time. They don't want to engage in conversation. They don't want to, it affects your human productivity. Some just start calling out of work. They don't show up to work. It affects you. And you yourself at a point, I know that mental health is becomes a stigma in our communities, so we don't want to address it. But it's a chemical imbalance. Sometimes we can shake it off, sometimes we can't. And what some of these medications does is to balance that chemical imbalance, give you a little something with dopamine, a little something with serotonin, so that it balances you and you feel good. Sometimes we do therapy, something called cognitive behavior therapy. Cognitive behavior therapy is you have learned certain behaviors, right? That makes you depressed or that increases your stress. So during therapy sessions, you are taught how to unlearn that unhealthy behavior. So you replace certain things you do that makes you stressed or depressed with something else that will make you not depressed or feel better about yourself. So those are the things that you do when you realize that you are losing control of your own life and body. It's about time to talk to somebody, a professional.
Wow. Very, very important, right?
Yeah.
Very
also
important.
so important.
We need to be very observant of ourselves and then
Yeah.
of the people around us, especially the women around us.
Yes.
To observe that somebody's demeanor is changed, their usual selves. We have to help for them. Thank you so much, Dr. Moore. At this point, we'll take a short commercial break and then we'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Ngacho ki kan mi ya fenyi mega kwa mi po.
Oh, fine mi agai. FPF for mi lelo. Robe nya vie jojo. Jajara do na Siana 2025. Ya ko wo mi le rehearsal so de le jajado wo. Mi le me ya fide ko mi le.
Oh, nyate fa. Ke me ma register na Dallas 2025. Because that's the only way my tongue get access to their hotel. I can't really worry. No, Zoom register here. He never job. He my tongue at the convention or would they refund my money to me?
What for now? Never and Ghana registration. I've another two moda Matemba convention the Canaswa. We are cool even when you na your convention organizers. You are not no one other than what to pay the for now. 11 and your wafi August 2025 Nadu. About
Nyatepa nyakwe mi onu. Bekwe fefu be di fefete mi yakwe mi date kwe hia August 13, 2025. No nya yoko wa cancel hotel reservations akwa aka na.
You know what? You're too early to register for the convention now. The convention is update in August 2025.
Fonye, any registration. Ekpela de siana muvena wodo dunia de asanauti. Uhala apo hotel benye fede ano.
Oh, apena de upe ya bede dem. Wini nyoto ma register. Mawe kaba. Ma ya no vinje gomita. Apato guipe kolobadu. Oche no register. Na mi afansa. Bepere.
Efo, eho go benkolo. Yami, yame we mi yom ya beku meto we mi a register mi a vadala. Azalo.
Welcome back. Before we went on the commercial break, Dr. Maud has spoken to us a lot about hormonal and health, menopause, mental health and well-being as women, yes. And before we continue, this is Sienna Media channel on YouTube, and we have a lot of shows that come your way. On Fridays, we have DJ Lawrence that comes your way with African jazz and traditional music panorama. It shows at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that is for your Friday relaxation. And then right after that, Saturday, we have our health and wellness show, which we are showing right here at 9:30 CST and then 10:30 Eastern Time. Yeah. Right after that, we have the Sienna Central Talk Show hosted by Steve Day and then Empress Mousy. So they're going to be showing, probably in the next 30 minutes when we are done with our show this morning. They're going to be talking about the Sienna Convention that is going to be happening here in Dallas. Sienna 2025 is happening here live in Dallas. It's So if you haven't registered, please go ahead and register. We're going to have people from Dallas talk to us about registration process and everything concerning the convention that is coming on in August. Right after that, we have Dunenyo Bobobo that will be showing in conjunction with Top Radio all the way from Ghana, hosted by Mama MFA. So that's going to be going on after that. And then right after that, we also have Mr. Bergbe. We have a lot of our expertise, our airway speaking expertise, who are going to be teaching us a lot about our dialect. So let's log on and then learn more of our dialect. So that's about it for our Saturday shows. So after that, on Sunday afternoon, our sister Nicole Larba comes away with Africa Chill, where she has people who come on the show to talk to us about our culture, everything that pertains to our culture, naming ceremony, marriage ceremonies, and everything. They're always deliberating on issues concerning our culture. So those are the shows that we have for you for now on our Sienna Media channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share. Even as you watch our programs, please share, and help our channel reach far to other people. Thank you, our viewers, those of you watching. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We have, let me see if we have any comments. Yes, we have comments from Bridget Brown. She says, "Greetings, Miss Del. Be blessed of the Lord for your good works." Thank you so much, Auntie Bridget. Trust you're doing well. We also have Sister Vivian. She says, "Greetings, Sister AC. Lord help us." Yes, God help us with as women. We have a lot of issues. Yes. God help us. Yes. And so we'll go back with Dr. Maud. We're going to continue. Doctor, can we now talk about heart health in women and heart health? Sorry.
Okay, so it will be interesting to share that sometimes we think it's breast cancer, but heart health, heart disease is the #1 killer of women in the world. So we need to be very mindful. And like I said, there's not a lot of research for us as women. So sometimes our symptoms go under-recognized, but the importance of regular medical checkup. So blood pressure monitoring, you need to be this. So every time the American Heart Association keeps changing their numbers, but 120/60, is, or 116/60 is considered the ideal. When you start trending up, you need to be, and it's always good diet and exercise. The other thing is cholesterol, cholesterol, the fatty foods we eat. What cholesterol does, we have good ones and bad cholesterol. The high density cholesterol is good for us. Those that we get from nuts and plants, those are good cholesterol. We need cholesterol in our body because cholesterol helps us in our brain. The myelin sheaths in our brain is made of cholesterol, so it gives us mental clarity. Alzheimer's is caused by low cholesterol in the brain, so you have to be careful how you balance. So we have to be mindful of the red meats, the fatty things we eat, the chofi, those things that we eat, we need to be mindful because cholesterol forms plaques in the linings of our capillaries, our blood vessels. And when that happens, it increases the pressure in our veins, and that's what causes blood pressure. So we need to make sure that, and the vein is like water hose. The plaques in the water hose, when there are plaques in the water hose, the water don't flow smoothly. That is why we need to clean those water hoses so that the blood flows will be good. The other thing for heart is checking for diabetes screening, all these affect our heart, and making sure that our blood glucose levels are good. So when you go to your primary, make sure they are checking your A1C. A1C is what measures your blood levels in the last 3 months. Checking your sugar for the morning or the evening is looking at it for today. But looking at it in a bigger picture, the A1C tells you what your sugars have been. It's like an average of what you've been for the past 3 months. And then if you are up to 5.6, you're good. Anything between that time, you are considered pre-diabetic. So then diet and exercise again will help bring it down. Stress also increases our heart problems. Those are some of the common issues. So heart health, when in terms of heart attack, women, we exhibit heart attack differently than men. Men will cleanse their chest right away. They are having it triggers you that, oh, okay, let's look at this. Maybe it's a heart attack. For women, we exhibit it differently. Sometimes it's lower upper back pain. Sometimes it's shoulder pain. Sometimes it's jaw pain for us. Sometimes it's extreme headache. So women, in diagnosing women when they are having a heart attack, it's a couple of things. So unfortunately, it delays in our detection of heart attack. And that is why it has increased our mortality with heart problems and heart attack. And naturally, women, we become voluminous, or we are not naturally thin people, and with that comes with the cholesterol and the heart problems. And we take care of everyone else but ourselves. So sometimes we are not checking. By the time you go and check, your blood pressure is very elevated. So those are the few things that we can do in terms of our heart health. Exercise, healthy diet. Make sure you are having those balanced diets, more vegetables, more fruits, those things help. And your frequent visits, if you are on blood pressure meds, make sure you're taking them. There are a lot of vitamins. I believe in holistic care. I want to do the root cause of the thing and not just taking blood pressure meds for the rest of your life. So if it means healthy diet, exercise, and some vitamins to help you balance those blood pressures, that is the ideal. 1 in every 3 women die annually of cardiovascular disease. 1 in every 3 women. So that is how, dangerous this heart disease affects us. So those are some of the things that I want to share. And we call them the silent heart attacks. Many, many, many women don't recognize that they are having a heart attack until it's too late.
Wow. So, Doc, you mentioned some of the signs and symptoms for a heart attack on women. So if I'm having a headache, how would I know it's a regular headache or like this is a sign of heart attack?
So the cardinal word some people will say is, that headache was a headache I've never seen before. I've never had something like that before. And the thing with heart attack, sometimes they go hand in hand with a stroke, So those, that pounding, sharp headache that you think, oh, this is something else I haven't had. Sometimes precipitate shortness of breath. You can't catch your breath. All of a sudden, you are, you cannot breathe. Those are some of the nausea, vomiting, all of a sudden feeling so tired, dizzy, fainting, all these. And like I said, neck, shoulder pain, jaw pain, upper abdominal pain. Those are women's specific signs of heart attack sometimes. So we ignore it for, your stomach upper is hurting. You think it's reflux. We will put something on it. Jaw pain, you take a Tylenol and all that. By the time you eventually make it to the hospital, that window to save the heart muscle is gone. Yeah.
So seeking for professional help, timely professional help is is key. All right. Thank you, Doc. So let's move on to the reproductive and sexual health.
Okay. So our reproductive health, sexual health, like we said, for women, we have, for our reproductive we talk about PCOS that I had mentioned earlier. PCOS is hormonal imbalance. So, and it affects us in so many ways. It causes blood pressure. It causes facial hair. It may increase us in diabetes. It causes infertility because it gives us irregular menstrual cycles. Then you have fibroids. Fibroids are benign tumors that are found in our uterus. And unfortunately, our blood vessels, there are a lot of blood vessels in there that feeds these fibroids and make them grow. So they may affect our reproductive health. If they are caught early, there are so many ways to treat them. Sometimes they'll give you medications to help shrink those fibroids. Sometimes you have to go in and get them removed. Those are some of the treatments that you get. There's something also we called endometriosis. Endometriosis is a condition where the uterine tissue grows outside of the uterus. So you get the chronic pelvic pain, heavy periods, and it can also cause infertility. And this affects almost 10% of women, So how do we do this? The same thing with regular checking, HPV testing and pap smears, doing your regular screenings. These can be seen. Sexual practices, so safe sex. It will interest you to know that about 60% of the new HIV cases that are coming up is found among middle-aged women, HIV. And I guess this is the time that the science or the research behind this is that is a period when women are menopausal and they feel free. The fear of pregnancy and all that is not there. So women become a bit promiscuous at that stage. So we have to be careful with our sexual partners. The use of condoms to reduce sexually transmitted diseases. And for the younger ones, for unplanned pregnancies and all that. Contraceptions, we use the pills, IUDs, implants, and sometimes emergency contraception when you find out that you've had an unsafe sex or unplanned sex within that period that you could get pregnant. For women in the menopausal age, for sexual health, that is what we talked about, that we use sometimes hormone replacement therapy to increase your libido. And those that feel dryness, we offer lubricants and creams and help you for during sex so that sex doesn't become painful. So those are some of the things we talk about.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc. Our viewers, if you have any questions or any comments, please type them in the comment box and we'll read them. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We're still talking about our women's health. Sister Vivian says, Lord help us. Yes. And she says, thank you, Doc. Okay. So she has another question. She says, Doc, what can we do to lower our cholesterol?
Okay. So, eating healthy. We have good cholesterol. The good cholesterols we get from nuts, fresh nuts. Like what are peanuts? Those who are okay with peanuts, cashews. Those. So healthy nuts. Those help with your good cholesterol because you need them. Cutting down on fatty foods. I'm not going to be here to say don't eat red meat and all that stuff because we all like red goat soup here and there or kebabs and all that. But when you get the meat, get the lean parts of the meat, cut off the fat. The chicken, when you are eating chicken, take off the skin if you can. That is where the fatty part of the chicken take off. There are also some herbal remedies that we have from home. Sometimes I don't know the efficacy of these, but people swear by them, So, and your green teas, make sure that you are doing your green tea, no sugar, nothing. with lemon every morning and at night before you go to bed, to flush your system. But stay away from fried foods. Those things are the things that bring us the cholesterol. And especially after 40, you want to try and eat as clean as you can,
Yeah.
So.
And how about exercise?
Exercise, from the beginning, I said exercise. Everything you would tell me right now, I would say exercise. And it's not like go and break your back. 30-minute power walk, let the heart race, break a little sweat. That is the heart saying thank you. That's what I tell my patients. When you do exercise and you break a sweat, your body is appreciating what you've done for it. So those little things will help go a long way. Yeah.
Thank you, Doc. So another question from Mr. Lawrence Zagadu. Thanks for watching. He says, during menopause, how often should a woman have sexual experience monthly? This question.
I recommend have it as often as you can.
All right.
Okay, there's no limit on menopause. Has nothing to do with, actually, if you are liking it, that is even better, because most women have low libido. They don't want it. So if you have the opportunity and you're doing, please, if you want to do it every day, I agree, because guess what? That exercise, sex is an exercise. If you can't get to the gym, get it. It's both ways, right? You exercise and you're happy. So the more the better.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. We'll take another short commercial break and then we'll come back and wrap up. So viewers, if you have any more questions, please put them in the comment section and then we'll come back for Doc to answer them. Thank you. Stay tuned.
You are welcome to Sienna 2025. Come and have a unique experience in Dallas, Texas.
Ago Namia Pete Milemia Pe Bemifa 32nd annual Sienna Convention Lay Dallas Fort Worth. Dallas. Big D. Mifa Yapakpong Tepe. Aha. Sienna 2025. Mano Bobo Edolo. Mifa Midwaza. We were me at the Cornwall Friday evening. Sunday me our picnic. Me our church service. And all the Zanzazata Miniva.
Tata nyo play for phone mi do bonso anamilo. Mi do bonso anami apata mi de buku na mi be mi pro mi afe family ovalo. Mi pro mi afe family o mi afa po Dallas da. Mi adu azan. Azalo.
Azase.
Azale kongbe.
Azale wa.
All right, welcome back. This is the Health and Wellness Show, and we've been talking about women's health. Yeah, we know there's a lot. Due to time constraint, we can't go through everything, but this is a few that Doc can take us through today. So, Doc, please give us your final words, and then we'll wrap up for the day.
Okay. So, my final word is breast self-exams. We haven't talked about it. Please, women, that is the only safety network that we have. Your monthly, especially when you are past menopause, we tell you don't do it when you are ovulating or in your peak stage, because we all have the lumps and all. But make it a constant, thing you do, and go online. You see how well to do it. Those who are married, let your husbands know your breasts and feel them, so that if they feel anything, sometimes we don't, but our partners may. If you feel any lump or anything, it's a good thing to go and get it. Just let your doctor know, do the necessary. Early detection is always the key. Early detection. Breast cancer is curable. There is 100%. I have a lot of patients who have 100% cure from breast cancer. I have those who waited too late, and unfortunately we couldn't save them. So early detection is the key. Right now, there's so many different ways, 3D mammograms that can go straight into every tissue of the breast mass that we can detect early. So please do that. Be your own advocate. Be your own advocate. Your health is in your hands. Your doctor can do as much as you give the information you give them. So be your own advocate. Know your body. So when your body is changing and you don't understand it, don't hesitate to ask questions. And continue to share. Talk to friends. You know, when you guys meet, talk about these things. Talk about what people are doing, sexual health. Don't suffer in silence. There are so many things you can do to bring your sexual health back to life and to live a happy life. So that is my little, and you can share my information. I do holistic care. I see people all over the world. I don't have to be in Dallas to be seen for me to see you. And if you have questions or anything, we are all here as family to help each other.
Okay. So there's another question here from Sister Vivian. She says, Doc, I learned that gel in the cream is not good for sex. Can you say more on that? So she's talking about the lubricant.
Oh, that is, you have to check the source, you know. I always look at the ingredients and make sure that these are not genetically mutilated or, you know, modified. Look for the wholesome ones that can be used, you know, those that are water-based gels, you know, those are good. And then if those are not, I mean, little bit of hormone, vitamins, there are a lot of vitamins we give that helps to improve the lubrication down there when you are menopausal. So those are things that you can explore.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc. We'll take just 1 minute commercial break, and then I'll share Doc's information. If you want to reach out to her, please feel free. Stay tuned. We'll be right back to wrap up.
Never ever
Okay, I'm trying to get the info. We'll be right back.
You are welcome to Sienna 2025. Come and have a unique experience in Dallas, Texas.
Ago na miapete milemiakpe bemiva 32nd annual Sienna Convention Le Dallas Fort Worth. Dallas. Big D. Miva yabakpong tepe. Aha. Sienna 2025. Mano bobo edolo. Miva midwaza. We want me at the Cornwall Friday evening. Sunday me our picnic. Me our church service. And all les zanzazata miniva.
Tata nyo prevo fonyo mi do bonso anami lo. Mi do bonso anami apata mi de kukuna mi be mi pro mi ape famille o valo. Mi pro mi ape famille o mi afa po Dallas da. Mi ado azalo.
Azase.
Yes, yi KKG akakafo. Aroji orokogo afuwati agbama biesa. Anyanyi ato jankle makarana na mchi manana nya koi. Yenya ba ajikali ikala angama. Floss tasty treat. Anya ajikali ika azena azada shiada. Akuta peo. Asroda peo. No nyaba na jiga zandum. Nano gwana first course. Hello, starter.
All right, we're back. So I have Doc's information here. This is Dr. Moore's information. You can reach her on 443-550-7650. Or you can get in touch with me and I will direct you to see Dr. Moore. Our women out there, if you have any problem, any health problem, if you know anybody who needs this service, please let's reach out to Dr. Moore. Thank you so much, Dr. Moore. We really appreciate you. All too soon, our time is up. Thank you so much. It was within a short notice, but you made it happen. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll come again another time, and Doc will talk to us about other stuff concerning women health. So thank you all for watching, and until we come your way again next Saturday, be strong, be safe out there, and be healthy as well. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Hey, Davi Sabina, it's been a while. How have you been? Have you heard about Sienna